Yo, yo, yo. Yo, it's AMD. This is definitely going to be something different when it comes to uh me streaming right now. I actually wanted to, leave you guys with a mission, but also in your life at the moment. What's up, Big Sam? So, recently I've kind of had like different changes and shifts in my life. At one point, I'm playing college ball, right? Doing my thing. That stops. Start working and you figure out new things like who you are, where you should be, what you should do, what you need to do, what you have to get done. And it's like, what? What do you mean? I have to do all of this. But there's this one thing I put in my notes that I just really want to share. It says, I actually wrote this myself because I got to thinking about my own situation. Obviously, I'm actually doing really well for myself, and so please don't get in here thinking this is sobbing. No, it's not. Stop. I just want to leave you with something and also touch on a little something else that maybe you can take with you throughout the week. So, is this on my? Yeah, okay. So, I was thinking yesterday and the story about the boy who cried wolf, right? And you know how he telling lies and finally and this and that. And I got to thinking, like, what if it's not just based off telling lies, right? Just stay with me. Stay with me, okay? This is what I put down, okay? The Boy Who Cried Wolf isn't only based off telling lies, it's also based off making choices. If creating the same bad habits leads to the same outcome, at some point, don't you become the wolf? Just think about it. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. It could be good, it could be bad. But maybe sometimes even in those good situations too, because we don't it don't always have to be just bad this, bad that. Sometimes making the same good choice, good choice hinders you. Think about it. Like how could making a good choice like how could it hurt me? Okay. Let's just say you have like people around that you met throughout the years that's like struggling with this, struggling with that, and you're supporting, you're always there. You're at some point you become like you become part of the problem. Like even though you're not in it, you become part of it because the answers sometimes come from you, and people will make their choices based off what you're saying and the things that you're giving. You know, so sometimes too much good can end up leading bad. But now let's touch on the bad, right? You say, yeah, bro, I really want to be myself. I want to post. I want to not, let's not touch in this content shit. I really want to, go out and find new things. But every time you meet somebody that want to take you out to meet new things, what do you do? I don't know, man, and the time and this and that, and this may not be my, bro, who gives a fuck? You keep saying you want to do this and that. You never actually know how good an opportunity is until you fully take it and invest and see the outcome of it. Like just because you're starting somewhere now, like let's just say you at a gas station job, right? And you're a nice person. You talk to everybody, you speak to people. You're a great person to be around, right? What if one day that actually comes back to you? So not only are you just being that person every day, what if the person that you're checking out at that cashier at that exact time tells you, "Hey, I actually got a little gas station and I'm coming up with it." Or I just need a little more employees. How much you getting paid here? Boom, bada bing. You say, "Oh, I'm getting this," and oh, I can give you this, and you seem like this type of person. Now you taking opportunities somewhere else. You literally never know what type of shit or opportunities and people can give you or anything, and you don't take them. So sometimes instead of being the boy who cried wolf or the boy who is the wolf, why can't you just be a person that lead the wolf, that lead that person right back? Why can't you be that person and lead yourself back? Sometimes we don't have to count on the wolf to bring problems in our life. A lot of us look at the wolf like the wolf in your situation may not be like Um, when I'm talking about wolf, I don't mean a literal wolf. Okay, the story isn't really based on a literal wolf. If you really think about it, it's not based on a literal wolf, right? Think about it. If you know you're supposed to be paying something, this and that coming up, and you decide to go fuck off and do something else, this and that, you know what the wolf gonna be is? The wolf is gonna be that bill that's telling you you gotta go. That's gonna be the wolf. So sometimes it's not just about telling lies, and sometimes it's about the things in your life that you're not taking care of. What's a wolf in your life right now that you're not taking care of? That you keep saying, I'm gonna get to that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do I see everybody, and bro, there is no perfect time to do nothing. Especially right now. There is no perfect time to do nothing. There isn't. You just have to do it. People gonna look at you crazy. People gonna say, "Oh yeah, you a little weird," and this. Who gives a fuck for real? Who cares? Like, think about it. You've made it to this age, and something somebody said maybe in middle school or called you out personally about, you don't even care about because you've already done addressed it and you done made that area better. Like if you're playing basketball, right, and coach yelling, "Hey, go left," and you can only go right. But over time, as you grow, you'll start being more comfortable with your left hand. You can get that left hand laid. All that. Sorry about a little ashy. Back to her. Okay, a little ashy. And he's like, and you finally get the left hand laid down. Now you're not only just putting it off the glass, you reversing that motherfucker too. You passing up, you doing all type of stuff. But before there was a time when people made fun of you about it. You laughed at it. They didn't care about it. Now you're better at it. So sometimes we have to find ways to also get over the hump. A lot of us still stuck like the hump. Here's the hump, right? This is us. This is us right here. Well, let me go back a little bit. Right? You can see the top of it, right? You can see exactly where you need to go, how far you need to push that rock, how far you have to chase it, right? But there's the grass that hasn't been cut yet. There's people, there's raining, there's snow, there's things getting in front of you from pushing that rock up the hill. But you see it, you know it's there, but you're struggling to get to the top. And sometimes maybe you need to look at that wolf in your life. What's something right now that's holding you back from being that wolf? Not being that wolf, but what's holding you back? What's making you the wolf? And what's also making you the boy that cried for the wolf? Why are you chasing the reason of being accomplished? Why? You don't even think about it. You just think about, oh yeah, I'm probably just going the money on the. Sometimes, bro, you ain't gonna even you don't even feel as much like really happy with all that money. And if you ain't happy in the core, think about it, bro. Like think about it, Eric. Everybody, oh, if I could buy it, man. I mean that yacht solved my problem. Like the Lambo, money, and bro. At some point, when you start getting everything you want, you start missing the things that took time to get, like the progress, like when you become a good player, right? You miss those times where you was in the gym and working all night and grinding in. Now you can just play effort. Like you can no effort at all. You can go up for the lay, put it up. You can go up for the dunk, put it up. You can hit you a three and it look effortless. But there was a time where it didn't look effortless, where you had to go ahead put a little on that. You had to do this little extra stuff just so you can be great. Well, you had to. So I'm asking you to choose this week. What's a wolf in your life that's haunting? What's a wolf that you keep going back to? And why are you the boy that keeps crying for that wolf? Why do you keep chasing it? So this is not gonna be me. I didn't want to. I want to get some videos done and stuff, but I've been trying to think of more ways to really express who I really am outside of just posting reactions, seeing funny stuff, and because that's just that's a part of me. That's a part of what I do. It's a part of what I can do. I'm not posting content to because I want to be some big ass. That would be cool. I'm not gonna knock it, saying nah, bro. No, that would be cool, but that's not my goal. I like to connect. Wi-Fi, nigga. Bluetooth, fuck me. USB, USB. You know, that's what I like. I don't. I've never once sat back and said the money gonna do this. Yeah, I get that, and it's gonna, bro. There was a opportunity me to get that. I had a chance playing ball, and getting that shit done, but I slacked. And it wasn't because I just didn't want to really apply myself. Like I had the tools and everything, but it was never for me. It was never about being good at the game. Like it was never about running for 1,000. It was never going to go play ball. I really enjoyed the people that I was around because I I didn't really get much chances to connect the way I did in college because in high school when it came around, I did feel a little different in high school. Everyone has this and that, and you're in some ways like you, obviously when I go on and feel more comfortable, I'll tell you personally, but personally, if you knew me during that time, there was no way I was ever going to be the same as anybody else. Just be honest. Never. I was never going to be similar to anybody. Like never. It's never going to happen. But I could be similar to myself. That's all I thought. I could be similar to myself. And what I noticed was like everyone had the money on it. And there was people still struggling, still having things. My best friend, one of during the time, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but he told me, or he had a service one day, and he was telling me about, or telling everyone about the time he almost committed. And he's the nicest. Like you would never even guess it. Like you wouldn't, and that changed my perspective on how I really see people and the way I talk to people. The way because everything holds weight to somebody. Maybe not to you because you've heard offensive, more crazier things, more things have been done to you. But just because you can take it doesn't mean somebody else can. It does not mean somebody else can. Not all of us can lift 1,000 pounds. Not all of us can squat 300. Not all of us can bench 155, 200, and you know what I'm saying? Not everybody can do that. So how can you judge everybody? Because if everybody can do everything, there shouldn't be shit we could talk about. There shouldn't be shit we can even compare and contrast about. That wouldn't even be in our dictionary. So the moment you take time to realize and understand who you are, I guess is one of those pivotal moments where you just switch and change gears. And that took me like after I got out playing ball and got done, and I just be honest with you. If you're my friends and you're watching this right now, I'm gonna tell you right now why I'm not playing. I can't do it anymore. I I just can't. It's not like a mental thing, more so physical. It's slightly mental too, because I've had choices where I could, yeah, it's definitely more on the physical side that I physically like can't, but mentally I still can. But I don't want that to be so stuck in my head that I never realized that I have potential elsewhere. You know, playing sports, and that was never the end for me. It's never gonna be the end. If you knew me, and I can see you knew me, talk to me in high school, might see the yearbooks, or you knew for sure in some ways that me, even if I didn't go play, something was gonna eventually find a way to work out. And that's exactly how I live. I don't live off trying to make that moment that just perfect, and everything's come from imperfection. Everything comes from imperfection. Imperfection, Lord. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked seeing my kitty coming by. My dog, that's Big Chad. That's my best friend. I actually got Chad while I was in college. He was in the dorms with me. So my friend, I'm not gonna put his name out there either. He has a loving family, loving wife, and I don't want. But when we got Chad at the time, he actually came up with the name Chad. And you look at him, you like, you know what? That's a Chad for sure. Hold on. It's a Chad for sure. But back to what I lost track of what I was saying. But back to what I was saying. I remember now. Yeah, no, I've never been the point of needing this and that to succeed. It was always about what I could do. And in your life, it's going to be what you can do. Don't always count on what others can do. You cannot always count for what others can do. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. Even if you try mathematically that it's going I don't. Don't. Only prepare for what you can achieve forward. Don't and always try to include everybody, this and that, and just achieve what you can achieve going forward. Your success is not going to be the same as somebody else's. You may take a similar path, but it will not be the same. It will not be the same. So if you did stick around and this is kind of something you enjoy me talking about in the side, like, wait a minute. I didn't. A lot of my friends may come across as me like, I didn't even. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't have known that I could be myself, really understand, to step away from my comfort zone as well, unless I actually took that step to step away, you know? So if this is something you do enjoy, I should probably maybe do weekly talk about something, or I don't know. Just let me know. You ain't gotta hit the like button. Just take the message in. Take it in. Just take it in. Where do you want to be tomorrow that you're not at today? Where do you want to be at tomorrow that you're not at today? So come on now, one last, because it's gonna be over time. It's gonna get more and more serious. But yo, yo, I'll catch you guys later. I had to get that yo out, but my dang mic hit. I need to get the dang. Come, look, I'm gonna get the dang. You know what I mean? Pause, because that motion didn't mean what it was supposed to motion. All right. Pause, because that motion wasn't supposed to motion, but it motioned. But something you like, something you enjoy, you can always feel welcome to leave a sub or a like or a comment, anything. If not, if you just want to take it in and listen, cool. Guess what this was meant for you to